Good afternoon. It's meteorologist Michael Fecka, and we're doing a little quick update here across the tri-state. We do have this line of showers and thunderstorms that have been barreling through the tri-state over the last hour or so. They moved through southern Illinois a little bit earlier, crossed over that Wabash River, and that's when they started to organize a little bit into a line, and that's when we started to get some gusty winds. Now, we remain on alert here for the rest of this afternoon, as while some of these, or at least most of these, have actually remained sub-severe. We do still have that potential for at least some severe thunderstorms as this line continues to progress eastward there. We just had it move through the Evansville area. We had some gusty winds, some pretty loud thunder as well, and of course, heavy rainfall. That has pretty much been the primary threat with this line so far as they track across the region. So I'm pretty much just going to take you on a little bit of a radar tour, kind of go over where this line is currently and where it's going to be headed towards within the next few hours. So this is going to be almost kind of like a wall-to-wall or more like a cut-in. We're also having some issues with our signal on 14 News. So hopefully you're able to join us here and watch us here and get all the information that you need. So we'll start off, we'll take a look at our reflectivity and put a pause on this certain line of storm. So I'll start in the north and then we'll make our way down to the south. So up towards Petersburg. Again, we've got that shower, that particular line segment beginning to push in here. And you may notice there is this little gray box that's kind of out ahead of it. That isn't a warning, but it is a special weather statement. Sometimes the National Weather Service, when they notice a storm is strong but not quite severe, they'll issue a statement for it. And we've seen a lot of those statements for between 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So taking a look at velocity, again, we're starting up in the north. This is up near, or actually crossing from Gibson County there into Pike County. You can see these brighter returns showing where you're seeing some of those gustier winds. And we can actually take a sample of these winds here. We can see there actually may be even a core where you could potentially see 60 mile per hour wind gusts just south of Oakland City and then southwest of Arthur there, just north of Spurgeon. However, it is a little bit farther away from the radar scan, so the higher up the beam goes, it picks up on some stronger winds. But we do have that potential there, again, for up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Most of these gusts have been between 40 and 50 miles per hour. So again, places like Mount Olympus, Oatsville, Oakland City, you're seeing kind of the brunt of that wind right now, and we can take a look at reflectivity. You'll notice that it's kind of along the leading edge there, and this is a broken line of storm. So that's why we weren't necessarily under a major severe weather risk today, but we did have that level 2 for the occasional severe thunderstorm today. So again, while these are sub-severe now, as they continue to push across and then those outflow boundaries may bubble up another stronger storm out ahead of it, we could see some severe weather there. But so far, no severe weather warnings, at least in this portion of the tri-state. So again, just seeing some pretty gusty winds and some very, very heavy rainfall. Now, thankfully, these storms are moving fairly quick, so it's not like they're sitting over the same areas and causing a lot of flooding issues, but you'll definitely hear that rain on the roof, especially with that wind kind of driving it in. You'll definitely be able to hear it. So taking a little bit farther down to the south, now we're going to drop down into Warwick County. This was the particular segment of the storm that had moved through the Evansville area. We're starting to calm down here in the Evansville area, Melody Hill, Daylight, Darmstadt, Stacer. This is kind of coming to an end here. We do still have the potential for a few more maybe developing behind this primary line, but I do think for the most part, a lot of the shower and thunderstorm activity will come to an end here within the next few hours as this line continues to push off to the east. So can't still rule out an additional thunderstorm or two behind the main line, but I think the primary threats here, especially the severe weather threat, is going to be as this line moves through. And again, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings currently across the tri-state, just a couple of those special weather statements for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. But again, that line now crossing into Warwick County, impacting areas up towards Linville, even up towards Scalesville. Down through Dickeyville, Boonville. It just kind of pushed through Chandler there. It looks like maybe a little bit of a core of that storm pushing through Ohio in Newburgh, and then now it's going to head towards Bullocktown there and just about to cross over into southwestern Spencer County. So we'll take a look at the velocities in this particular segment, you can see, again, generally they're below severe standard. So typically severe wind gusts are 60 miles per hour or greater. A lot of these wind gusts have been between 40 and 50. So you can see the part of the storm that just moved through Linville is currently pushing through Dickeyville and Scalesville. You could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour with that, especially if you're underneath one of the heavier downpours within that line segment. And then I was talking about that little core that was pushing towards Bullocktown there and about to enter into Spencer County. Again, a 54 mile per hour wind gusts possible in this area. Now, these are radar estimated, so again, take it with a grain of salt, but generally these are the potential gusts that we could be seeing as these storms roll on through. And again, this is going to be pushing through Warwick County here fairly quickly. They are pretty quick movers here, so within the next 30 minutes that will probably be pushing into Spencer County, 30 to 45 minutes, and that will start to impact Santa Claus maybe within the next 30 minutes to an hour there. So pulling up our reflectivity, you can see the storms, they kind of strengthen a little bit and then they release a pretty strong wind gust and then they start to kind of fall back down a little bit. So even just looking at the recent radar scan that just came in, you can see the rain lightening up a little bit, not quite as heavy as it was before, but still looking at a pretty heavy pocket of rain pushing through northern Warwick County as well. So zooming out, we'll take another tour 2 hours south. Here's where the line is a little bit lagging. So down through Henderson County, we're seeing that kind of front line of the storms pushing through Spotsville, Hebbardsville, Niagara, and then into northern Webster County there in Seabury. We're seeing this line kind of pushing through. Again, this has some heavier pockets of rain with it. This also still has that special weather statement on it, likely for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts possible. So we'll take a look at those gusts ourselves. Now we're also in a trickier part of where our radar scans. This is kind of like right at the bottom of it, so we're kind of seeing the winds go from inbound to outbound, so that kind of creates this little weak area, or shows that it's weak, but we know it isn't. We know that there is a pretty strong gust within there, still subsevere, but still pretty windy. So if you know anyone, especially out towards the Owensboro area, that'll be heading in their direction pretty soon within the next 30 to 45 minutes as well. So pretty heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and some gusty winds. Again, 40 to 50 miles per hour possible. Luckily, we have not seen any severe thunderstorms yet, but again, they remain possible as we go through the rest of this afternoon. And then just pushing down further south into Webster County there, that portion of the storm now kind of exiting Union County, pushing into Webster County. So areas like Blackford, Williams, up towards Shelton, you're seeing some pretty heavy pockets of rain as well as some gustier winds. Again, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible with these special weather statements. So again, taking a look at the tri-state as a whole, it looks like maybe another quick downburst there in the middle of Pike County, just south of Winslow. You can see that little heavier pocket of rain just developed there just to the east of Arthur. So let's go check out velocity within that as well. Likely a pretty strong downburst of wind, and that's what we're also looking at potentially in addition to the straight line winds. See, that one is almost a severe thunderstorm gust, but again, still just shy of that threshold at around 58 miles per hour. And again, these are estimates, so they're not exact, but it is potentially producing some pretty strong wind gusts with that as well. And we can actually pull up the lightning because that is another pretty good hazard with these lines of storms. So let me actually, I'll go back, reflectivity, and then we will go hit home. So if I put on our strikes, we can get a good idea of where kind of the strongest storms are. And we can put on a loop. And you can see, we did see an uptick in some of those lightning strikes through Pike County where that storm kind of strengthened a little bit more. Still not severe, but again, has that special weather statement on it. Many of the storms, especially lagging through Webster County right now, have a good bit of lightning as well. So again, if you know anyone who's outside, or your kids are playing in the backyard right now, or you're hanging out by the pool, you definitely want to make sure you're heading inside at this point in time, so you can just kind of wait out these storms as they barrel through. And the good thing is that they are pretty quick movers, so they're not really sticking around too long. But I did mention there is that chance that even after this main line kind of pushes through, we could see a few more spotty showers or storms develop behind it. But I think with any major or any main severe weather threat, it's going to be right along the leading edge here. So looking at these storms lagging behind us, you can see that they are kind of lifting northward a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to scrape areas like Gallatin County, maybe even into Union, up towards Henderson, mainly along the Ohio River and south of there. I can actually show you the timeline for these storms. So again, they're continuing to push in across the tri-state. This model seems to be handling these showers and storms a little bit better. A lot of them are really struggling with these outflow boundaries and where exactly this line is placed at the current moment, but this one kind of has the best handle on it. So you can see we had the main line push through the Evansville area there. Looks like. All right, so we had that main line push through Henderson. Now it's going to be pushing into the eastern half of the tri-state there. And again, we could still see a lingering shower or thunderstorm behind the main line, but I think the main severe weather threat kind of comes to an end once that front line pushes through. And then as we get towards tonight, mainly after sundown, between around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think we'll be completely cleared out of here, and then we'll be quiet through the overnight hours. And then again, looking at each individual threats, again, we still have that potential for some damaging wind gusts being our main hazard, and then some locally heavy rainfall with any of those storms through the rest of this afternoon. We do have that chance for some more thunderstorms as we get into Sunday. Originally, we were outlooked at that level 1 risk for tomorrow, but it looks like the Storm Prediction Center has backed that off a little bit, and it looks like the best chances for that will remain off to our southwest at the current time. And the shower chances for tomorrow are also a little bit more spotty compared to what we are seeing today. So I can actually take you through a little bit of a timeline there through Sunday. So we'll wake up in the morning hours. It'll be generally quiet, some partly cloudy skies. And then as we get into the afternoon, we could see a couple of those storms bubble up, and then they'll bubble down relatively quickly. And then with the loss of heating of the day, they'll kind of dissipate as we head into Sunday night and into early Monday morning. Now, while we aren't tracking out the severe threat for tomorrow, we do still have that isolated risk for some flooding. And again, we have so much moisture in the atmosphere, so these storms really can take advantage of that and drop a quick 1 to 2 inches in an hour. So if we do see that happening, we'll likely, see some localized flooding problems. But looking at our rainstorm chances through the rest of the work week, still looking at daily chances for showers and storms through the end of next week. It looks like we'll have kind of a ridge of high pressure build in by the time we get into Monday, and that will lower those chances a touch, but still possible with the heating of the day. So let me go back to radar. We'll take another quick tour here. We'll go up and down the line one more time, and then I'll kind of send you guys on your way. Hopefully they're figuring out a way to get us back on air, back in the control room. So if there are any warnings issued, if we aren't back on air, I'll likely pop back onto Facebook to discuss those warnings. But again, as of right now, everything is remaining sub-severe, which is good news. Hopefully we don't see anything intensify too much than what they already have. But again, tracking these showers and storms from the north. Right now, the strongest parts of this line are tracking through Pike County. The stronger part just pushed out of the Warwick County area, and that's now pushing into southern Spencer County. Again, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible within any of these storms, in addition to that very heavy rainfall. And then it looks like we still have that stronger part of the storm pushing through eastern Henderson County right now, impacting Niagara. That is going to be pushing into Davis County here within the next 10 minutes. And Owensboro probably already seeing a gust front from that other storm that's kicking up a few showers and storms right over the river. So you're already probably seeing pretty good downpour there right now. But the main line is still just a few miles back to your west. And then farther to our south, through Webster County, we're seeing a little bit of a heavy rain and some gusty winds through Seabury, and that's about to also push into the Dixon area as well. So that is kind of a quick rundown of what we're looking at across the tri-state. I just kind of wanted to hop on here and give you guys a quick update. So let me go ahead and take a look at what you guys are saying here in the comments. Judy asked if there is any hail in this system. We're not really expecting hail, but of course with any thunderstorms that develop here, we could always get a little bit of small hail. We aren't really outlooked for severe sized hail, if that helps bring you any relief. It looks like Audrey said that she lost power from it in Newburgh. Yeah, we did get a notification, I believe, out of Posey County. They lost some power there as well as some of those stronger, gustier winds pushed through earlier in the afternoon. Jeff Miller says his power is out. He is in Sava, and he said he also got around a ½ inch of rain there as well. Jerry said that rain, wind, and thunder here in Petersburg. All right. Joan says that it was raining really hard at the mall. The winds were strong, but it seemed to be past now. It's almost stopped right here by the mall in the Evansville area. So, okay, good. All right, so that is all the questions and comments that I'm seeing right now. So again, just keeping an eye on the sky, making sure if you're going to be outside, you see any dark clouds headed your way, you feel that cool breeze headed in, making sure you're telling your friends or family if they're outside, come inside now. These showers and storms are going to be racing through here over the next couple of hours. They should eventually mostly clear out of the tri-state by early this evening, but again, we could still see a few lingering showers and storms bubble up behind this main line a little bit later on into the evening, but I think the main severe weather threat is with this initial line. So I'll be back on with any updates. Hopefully we're able to get our signal back up, and if we do have any warnings, I'll be doing my updates on there. But I did want to hop on streaming with you guys, just kind of discuss what's going on. So hopefully everyone's okay and your power is restored if you did lose power. But as of right now, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings, but I'll keep you guys updated with any other information that I have as we go through the rest of this afternoon. So make sure you stay tuned. But that is all I have for the stream. So everybody have a great rest of your day and stay safe.